Okay, welcome guys. I'm ready to do my recap. Just if anybody's going to join in, that'd be great. But as we get set now, wow, what a race from Southwick. My goodness, we had a changing of the guard in the 250 class, but we're going to start with the 450 class first. Of course, the 450 class, not much else to say other than Jett Lawrence is only 10 motos away from doing something that I thought would never happen again. That perfect season. And I got to say, we're going to be in for a great final half of the season. And we had a first-time winner in the 250 class with Tom Vialle going 1-3 for the overall win. And good job on you, Tom. I knew you were going to pull through sooner or later. Thought it was going to be a learning curve for you, and it turns out I was right. I thought he might have a Grant Langston kind of learning curve. But he came through. So, of course, in the 450 class, Jett Lawrence, as I said, not much else to say. Another 1-1 sweep for the Honda rookie. I mean, this guy's no rookie. He's doing what Jeremy McGrath did at Supercross 1993. And, for Jett Lawrence to be showing this kind of domination, Lloyd Martin, what's up? So, obviously, Jett Lawrence, let's be frank, he's going to pull off the perfect season. I don't see anybody else, unless Chase Sexton gets back up to speed. I don't see anybody out there that can really give Jett a run for his money. I mean, Dylan Ferrandis tried, but I think the starts really killed him. And we're really going to see history again. And Jett Lawrence is going to join James Stewart and Ricky Carmichael for perfect seasons. And a perfect season is a perfect season no matter who's out there or how many rounds there is in the season. So until I see otherwise, I don't see anybody challenging Jett. Maybe Ken Roxon if he decides to come back for Washougal, but that's 2 weeks from now. Obviously, we're going to obviously, the conundrum seems to be how can you stop that number 18 Honda, because he could very well be very well on the way to the list of greats. And Vialle, very good perf. Oh yeah, definitely. I'll get to Vialle in a few minutes, but as far as Jett Lawrence goes, we're going to be seeing the perfect season, that's for sure. Let's be frank. So, like saying your French, right on. Some of my French heroes are David Villemin, a guy I really looked up to as well. Ron Cotta was okay. I definitely liked Villemin's riding style. And he really, when he won the Seattle Supercross in 97, that really attracted me to him. And I was pulling for him to win that title in the 125 West Supercross title in 98, but he couldn't do so. But anyway, Jett Lawrence winning. Chase Sexton is getting back up to speed. I don't think he's quite there yet, but he's definitely not putting in the same kind of rise that we saw last year. But we're heading next to Millville, and if last year is any indication, I think we'll see Chase Sexton in the winner's circle, or at least I hope so. But other than that, they're going to have to beat Jett Lawrence off the start or possibly take him out in the first turn. That might be the only thing that could keep Jett from winning a moto. That might be the solution to stop Jett Lawrence's win streak. Take him out on the first turn. I would say Sexton is aggressive. I definitely like the fact that he kept never giving up. Got back on that saddle, and I have to admit, I thought the writing was on the wall for Sexton not winning the Supercross title until Telmac ruptured his Achilles tendon. And of course, the latest word off the track, Cooper Webb parting ways with KTM. He's now out for the summer. So Chase Sexton back in action at Redbud. And now he's back in the Super Motocross points lead. And we will not see Cooper Webb again for the rest of the summer. That's another guy that Jett Lawrence won't have to worry about, because I have to admit, until Cooper Webb sat out Redbud, I thought he was starting to get his get his pace up for the motocross season. But I have a feeling that KTM wanted him to do motocross and not World Supercross. And I mean, with how old Cooper Webb is, I can't say I blame him. I mean, Ken Roczen is going Supercross only as well, trying to extend his career like McGrath did. But when we get to the playoffs, the Super Motocross, I have a feeling that Chase Sexton is going to be leading going into the playoffs, because Aaron Plessinger, unless for Aaron Plessinger to usurp Cooper Webb, or not Cooper Webb, but Jett Lawrence, Chase Sexton rather, Sexton's going to have to sit out another couple races. That's the only way I see it happening. So I think Jett is kind of proving that he's probably too good for the 450 class. I mean, that may be premature because it looks that way, but I'll tell you this: you put Eli Tomac out there, and Chase Sexton had Chase Sexton not sat out a few races due to mononucleosis, we would be seeing a series, and Jett would probably be having his hat handed to him over and over again. But other guys, I was kind of looking for more from Ty Masterpool. But that guy can nail starts like you wouldn't believe. I mean, he kind of reminds me of John Dowd off the start, when Dowd was getting so many hole shots in 2001 motocross. And of course in 2002. So I thought Ty would have a better day than he did. But Jason Anderson kind of looked like he was spent for sure, as was Adam Cianciarulo. But I'll tell you what, Kawasaki has got to put Ty Masterpool on the phone, because otherwise that's a sure sign that Masterpool is just slipping through the cracks. And that's the one thing about motocross that I just don't like, how some people like Masterpool can have rides like that and just still slip through the cracks. Makes me scratch my head every day of the week. Okay, now the 250 class. Goodbye, Kawasaki. Oh, yeah, definitely. Cowies got their 450 going. Ty Masterpool's proving that. And I hope that guy hits the podium. Ty Masterpool. He deserves it. And he's entitled to one. And I'll tell you this, if supposedly Cianciarulo's contract is up at the end of the year, and if I'm Kawasaki right now, I'm throwing a crap ton of money at Ty Masterpool. But anyway, the 250 class provided another first-time winner. Tom Vialle won the first moto, and Hunter Lawrence had his troubles continue when his bike broke on the last lap. And now, as a result, Hunter Lawrence went from a perfect season to a 4-2 record and lost the points lead. I feel for Hunter, I do. And I don't think, and it definitely was not his fault. I mean, you can't hold him. You can't hold him accountable. I actually was thinking that that was just a bump in the road, but as it turns out, it wasn't. But I thought, that kind of reminded me of Porcel from 2009 in the 250 class when his bike quit on him, and he was credited with 27th in that first moto, and Ryan Dungey ended up winning the 250 motocross title. But this time, Southwick was the penultimate round of the season. This time it's round 6. So, and this year, Hunter Lawrence was credited with 25th. But Haiden Deegan didn't really have that great a day either. He went 410 for 6th overall. But Loic, you mentioned Loic mentioned Joe Shimoda. I was just going to say, Joe Shimoda was the guy that really took me by surprise. And good on Joe for getting Pro Circuit Kawasaki its first win of the 2023 year. Hard to believe we're this late into the year and we're talking about Pro Circuit winning a race. Because, Pro Circuit, they've had their problems. Austin Fortner was knocked out at Anaheim 1. Cameron McAdoo was out. I doubt we'll see him in the motocross season. Seth Hammaker and Shimoda had to miss a lot of Supercross. And Hammaker came into the motocross series late off a wrist injury. But Hammaker really surprised me, and as well, along with Shimoda. And although Hammaker didn't really have that great of results, he ended up a little bit further up. Actually went 7.5. But I kind of thought that Hammaker had a top 3 in him, not going to lie. Because he was up in the top 3, and I think he could have stayed there. But of course, that Southwick, that track's like water, like Art Ekman once said. As Art Ekman once said, Southwick, the track is like water. It changes all the time. And Hammaker, I don't know if he's in shape yet. I don't know if he's up to peak condition yet. But I just hope he doesn't go back to the sidelines like what we saw a couple of seasons back. You know what I mean? So, but Tom Vialle was the big surprise, and he benefited from another Justin Cooper mishap. And I keep saying this over and over again, but Justin Cooper has got Jimmy Button written all over him. Not going to lie. How many times do we see Justin Cooper throw it away? Although I don't think Jimmy Button threw many races away when he was racing. But every time Cooper throws it away, I keep thinking back to when Jimmy Button threw a qualifying spot away in Supercross 98. And of course, in the second moto, Tom Vialle looked like, I thought Vialle, good on him to win the first moto, by the way, but Tom Vialle, I think, took it a little too conservative in the second moto. But fortunately, it worked out after Justin Cooper crashed again while he was chasing down Shimoda. And I'll tell you this, if Cooper hadn't fallen, he may very well have gotten Shimoda. Not going to lie. And Vialle would have had that overall slip through his fingers. So, but it was good on Tom Vialle to pick up the pace, and he was able to hold off RJ Hampshire for third. And like Cooksey said, RJ Hampshire, he's a guy that will give you 110% effort. He won't cheat you on effort, and he'll give it 110% until the checker flag flies, just as long as his Hampshire doesn't make any stupid decisions or anything like that. But hey, good on Tom Vialle to win. I thought he would have a steep learning curve after how Supercross went for him. And for a while, I was right. And motocross, he started getting a little better. but I still think he's going through the learning curves. Still learning the ropes. So, I actually thought that he would have done a little better in the second moto. And I think he could have held off Cooper, J. Coop. But, the 250 class is so stacked right now. You don't really know what's going to happen. Chase was quick. Confidence. See Vialle in the top 3 at the end of the season. That's a possibility. I'm not going to doubt that. I mean, Vialle's he's got the speed. I just didn't know if he could if he could handle the pace up front. But I think from what I saw at Southwick, yes, he can. And from what I saw earlier in the season, yes, he can. As long as he gets the starts and charges until the checkered flag flies. But then again, the KTM and the 250 class, it's a crazy class, In KTM, they're known for kind of pushing you. But I do think that they're kind of, and I mentioned they constantly push you. I do think that they try a little too hard on some people, particularly Max Vohland. Terrain's very different. It's good he took the hit. Yeah, that's true. But Vialle is good in sand. He lived in Belgium. I actually kind of thought that he would hit the podium. That's kind of why I took him on my Pulp MX fantasy site picks. And so far, he did really good. So I'm hoping this overall win is what Vialle needs to get his season going in the right direction. And unlike Max Vohland, who's been around for a while, and Vohland is kind of picking up the pieces, but I do think that now this is pure speculation, but I think what KTM is doing to him. Oh yeah, Marvin as a coach, yeah, he's a good guy to have. I kind of wish Marvin was racing motocross, especially after how Supercross went for him. But maybe we'll see Marvin next year. At least I like to think so. I actually kind of thought he would win a race this year until he ended up going to the sidelines for essentially the rest of the year. But anyway, as far as Max Vohland is concerned, I do think that, now this is total speculation, but I do believe that KTM is being way too hard on Max Vohland. And I think they're doing the same thing they did to Caleb Russell when he decided to give motocross a shot in 2021, I think. And as a result, Caleb Russell, he had 10 GNCC titles in a row. And then to retire after 4 events. Yeah, KTM, they really did not have to do that to Caleb Russell. I thought that was a dick move for sure. And, but you got to get your stuff. You got to get your priorities in order. Three, very good job. Yeah. Obviously, you got to get your priorities in order. You have to learn the ropes. I mean, motocross is a big transition from GNCC to going over jumps and such and keeping pace with 39 other guys. That's an overwhelming feeling, that's for sure. But anyway, Max, I thought, did okay. I kind of thought, well, sand, I don't know. Sorby, very good. Yeah, I saw Sorby's Instagram post, and it's good, Sorby brought over Tom Vialle, I think that's what his post said. But Tom Vialle in the sand. We're going to another sand track in Millville, and maybe Vialle will excel there as well. At least in the 250 class anyway. But from what I see, I hope that Southwick was just another bump in the road for Hunter Lawrence, because he needs to. I know he's got 4 wins already, but he needs another one to really get his confidence level up. And when you build it all up and to see it crash down like that, that's not good for your ego, and that's not good for your morale either. So obviously Hunter's really got to get things together. I thought that he was on his way to salvaging the points lead, but now he's going to have to catch Haiden Deegan. And I think that mechanical for Hunter Lawrence really ruined his day, almost like what happened with Sebastian Tortelli at Redbud 2001 when his bike ran out of gas with just 3 turns to go in the first moto. And that was during the 252 stroke days. And Deegan. Yeah, Deegan is crazy. Yeah, I definitely am taken by surprise, because Deegan has proven that he doesn't give 2 shits about anything, and he goes for it. I mean, you like that in a rookie, and this guy's like a fast learner, almost like Travis Pastrana. He's a fast learner like Pastrana, but I'll tell you this. I said this before on one of Cooksy's live streams, but Deegan reminds me of Ernesto Fonseca in 1999. The guy came out right away and showed this mind-blowing speed. And Fonseca, when he turned pro, he had a lot of precise timing and technique and good patience. And Deegan's a mix of all 3. Deegan and Lawrence, best rider for 10 years. Yeah, that's true. I see them battling when they go up to the 450 class as well. So what's going to happen at Millville? I don't know, but I will say though, as far as my picks are concerned, I'm kind of going to the 450 class with Jett Lawrence, Chase Sexton, Dylan Ferrandis again. In the 250 class, I'm probably going to go with Hunter Lawrence and Tom Vialle and probably Justin Cooper for 3rd. I'm going to give my 2 cents on that one right away. But as far as winning the title is concerned, I thought Chase Sexton will be winning the title for the 450 class. That's not going to happen. Hunter Lawrence winning the 250 title. It could still happen. He's only 5 points down. That's the good thing. But 5 points is 5 points, and you got to bring yourself back up to accept the reality and know that if you got the pace, you can make due haste. So anyway, guys, that's all that I'm gonna say on this for this live stream. One season for Lawrence, 2024 is finished for every people. Yeah, I kind of see that. Kind of don't know what that means though, but domination. Oh, certainly, yeah, total domination for sure. Jett Lawrence is totally blowing everyone's minds in the 450 class with his perfect season. But I guarantee you, if Eli Tomac was out there, we wouldn't even be having that discussion. So anyway, guys, that's all. I am going to bounce out of here, and but before I do that, I also want to point out that since I did bring up Eli Tomac, the latest rumor is that he has signed a 2-year deal with Star Yamaha, and I'll tell you what, I actually could kind of see that coming, because I would hate for Eli Tomac to end his career like that. Losing a Supercross title to an Achilles injury. And with Cooper Webb in the stable, supposedly, especially for SMX. We might see another rivalry under the Yamaha tent. You know, kind of like what I said earlier about hoping that, you know, Jett Lawrence and Chase Sexton. I was kind of hoping that wouldn't turn into one of those Jean-Michel Bale, Jeff Stanton rivalries, because those two guys downright hated each other. And I hope Webb and Telmac don't get to downright hating themselves under the Yamaha tent. Yeah, I actually was discussing Porcel earlier. You know, that with that bike broke with Hunter Lawrence's bike smoking. Yeah, that's a similar thing that happened to Porcel in 2009 at the exact same track. So anyway, guys, that is it. I am going to bounce out of here. I need to take a shower. I'm going riding myself tomorrow. So anyway, guys, I will see you later.